Hi there, Metal Maniacs. This is Richie Faulkner from Judas Priest, and you're watching Impericon. I'm the worst when it comes to favourites. There's so many good things out there. It's so hard to commit to one or three or five. Just off the top of my head, it's always Master of Puppets, UFO Strangers in the Night, and Jimi Hendrix Electric Ladyland. That will change in about 3 minutes' time if you give it any more thought. But maybe those ones that come first are the real ones, you know what I mean? So we're going to go with those three. Dancing. I like to dance too. Let me think. Well, if it's kind of like a rock party, there are certain songs that just gets everyone rocking. You know, always AC/DC. Always AC/DC. You know, whether it's Highway to Hell or Problem Child or anything like that. You know, anything with it's such a groove. You know, with the AC/DC stuff. What's the one that goes? A Riff Raff from AC/DC. That's a rocking tune to party to. Jimi Hendrix is a mermaid. I should turn to be. I think is the name of the name of the track. It's off Electric Ladyland. It's proper trippy and cool sounds, whatever. And Planet Caravan by Black Sabbath for the come down of the party. Top three artists of all time. I mean, it's such a tough one. If we're going to go with metal and rock, I mean, I'll have to say Metallica are always a favourite. Black Sabbath and I think a little band called Judas Priest has got to be up there for obvious reasons. Absolutely. Top three metal drinks. It's got to be a Jack and Coke, innit? It's got to be a Lemmy. I think that's like a standard, Jack and Coke, bourbon and Coke, whatever. You can't beat a beer. I think wherever you go in the world, especially here in Germany, there's some killer beer over here. You know, wherever you go, Belgium or, as I said, Germany, some killer beer. So I've got to go with a straightforward beer. I spent a lot of time down in the Caribbean, and there's a beach bar there that has a cocktail called the Painkiller, which I saw it on. I've got to get one of those. I can't remember what was in it. It was like it's like a strawberry daiquiri, which is as far away from metal as you can get. But it was called the Painkiller, so I'll go with that one. This is easy. I have this conversation a lot, and I've got a top five, roughly. I mean. And it always turns into a debate, because like the original Star Wars trilogy, to me is one choice. If all three movies are great, I think you can class them as a trilogy. Jurassic Park, not so much. I love Jurassic Park 1, 2's a bit shit, 3 I love, but the entire Star Wars trilogy, the original Star Wars trilogy, is one choice. Blade Runner, Jaws, Jurassic Park 1, and Alien. That's 5. I'm good at that. I've got another 5 as well, but they're definitely my top 5.
Be water, my friend. Like that, you see? I see.
Well, I think number 1 is Glenn Tipton. I think Glenn Tipton's a huge inspiration for not only me, but millions of people on varying levels as well. You know, obviously musically, as a writer, as a guitar player, and as a brother. You know, as someone who I look up to, not only for what he does within music, but how he handles life and how he is as a human being. You know, as a huge inspiration. Obviously, Hendrix, I always go back to Hendrix as, you know, he was unique. He stepped out of the norm, and obviously I didn't know the guy, but he was so unique and distinctive that can only be inspiring, you know. I find people inspiring like Peter Cushing from, the old Hammer horror movies. You know, you listen to those guys like Peter Cushing and Alec Guinness and those sort of people. They were from a different time, you know, even Sir Christopher Lee. You know, I worked with Sir Christopher Lee not so long ago, and just guys from a different time. Guys from a different time that have different ideas, different ways of dealing with things. They're always inspirational to listen to, definitely. That is a tough one, because they're all like your children, you know, you like them for different reasons. Sword of Damocles from Redeemer of Souls, I'm a big fan of that one. Traitor's Gate from Firepower. I like Rising from Ruins as well from Firepower, and we've been playing that recently on the tour, and it's been really connecting with people. They seem to know it, they sing it. For being a new song, we get a good reaction for that. So that kind of makes it special, and love it even more. So I'll say those three definitely.